Welcome to Solo Shot First, and today we're going to be having a look at the Star Wars Return of the Jedi Han Solo Endor figure. This is a reissue of this figure. Really nice card back. I like this card back. Again, the image on the front of the cover is Harrison Ford, obviously Han Solo picked straight out of the Endor scene. Yeah, really nice trench coat he's wearing. Looks good. I quite like the red name pill and the red background, and the figure itself doesn't look too bad. I mean, although I personally have had some issues with the head sculpt. I mean, I know this one is meant to be obviously sort of more photo real, but as I said, this is just a complete reissue of the original one, and other than potentially the head sculpt with the photo real, and I wasn't personally the biggest fan of this figure. I mean, I still have spoken to other people about this in the community, and I still don't think you can get away from the head sculpt from the VOTC Han Solo. I still think that's probably one of the best looking sculpts that they've done. However, you know, this does resemble Harrison Ford Han Solo, and it is a nice looking front of the card. This, again, even part of that sort of reissue of this figure, the one issue that you do have with the card is a little bit flimsy, but as we know, and I've mentioned in other videos, that is being rectified now, so future releases that Hasbro produce for the vintage collection will all be on the thicker card stock, which is more than welcome. So nice looking front of the card. Let's have a look at the back. Okay, so a little bit of apologies here for the light that's coming through. I've got natural light behind me, so it can be quite difficult for you to sort of see this, but this is VC62. And obviously in the Star Wars Chase, the vintage collection, it does give you the other characters that are part of that line. You've got Luke Skywalker, Admiral Akbar, obviously Solo himself, Boba Fett, the Child of Grogu, Emperor's Royal Guard, Grief Karga, and Princess Leia, the Bespin Escape. A lot of legal information on the back of the cards, which I've mentioned, I know everyone else has. It's probably not going to go away in terms of the size of it, but it is what it is. So, but quite a nice wave of figures that, actually. I mean, the Luke Skywalker was another reissue, as well as Admiral Akbar, and I think the Royal Guard was another reissue. So, but not a bad looking card. So just showing you the front of the card again, and then we will have a look at this figure. But yeah, I mean, Han Solo is probably my favourite character from all of the Star Wars films. So anyway, let's have a look at the figure itself. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging. And as I said, it's not a bad looking figure. I mean, my one there, I don't think the video is going to show it. It does appear that the paintwork is a little bit dodgy on the right eye, but at the end of the day, with the scale and the size of these figures, sometimes that's going to happen. I do actually really like the trench coat. I think it is probably a little bit more movie accurate from a colour point of view, and you've got a nice sort of pocket on either side of that. Yeah, I mean, actually putting this on the spinner, it's a little bit of a better looking figure than I probably thought initially looking through the bubble. So overall, not too bad, although as I said, I still, this is only my personal opinion, I still think the head sculpt could be improved, and we're going to have a look at the body under the trench coat. So let's have a look at that now. Okay, so here we have Han Solo with the trench coat off. It doesn't actually look too bad when you sort of have those arms sort of slightly open as they are. It actually looks quite nice. The only thing I would have liked done better on here is the gun belt. This is actually quite loose. but obviously it sort of has a plug and a hole at the back. So, you know, it does the job, and I suppose it works quite nicely when the trench coat is on. But I'd have preferred that to have been a little bit tighter, maybe around the waist, and actually then have that holster with the gun in sort of probably a little bit, well, I'd like it, personally, I'd like it attached to the leg. But look, it's a minor gripe. It's not actually as bad a looking figure as I initially thought, but it isn't my favourite figure itself. But it does a job. I mean, I know other people have mentioned this before. It does, again, come with those very, very skinny legs, which probably could have done with beefing up. But because this was simply a reissue, other than the photo real head, it is... they have done nothing else with that figure. But look, it's still a nice looking figure. In terms of articulation, obviously you've got articulation at the head, at the shoulders, at the elbows, and at the wrist. There is a swivel just around the just below the chest. He's got articulation at the knees and in the ankles. So overall, excuse me, overall, I'm actually looking at this through the lens of the camera. I'm quite impressed with that figure, more so than I originally thought I might be. But you know, nice detailing down the side of his pants, and nice detailing obviously across the back as well. So as I said, my only issue with this figure was I'd have liked that gun belt really to be attached more to the leg. But it's a minor gripe. I did manage to get this one on the peg hole, but again, really, really small peg holes. But then I suppose if we are getting more articulation in the feet, that possibly is something that we're going to have to live with. At the end of the day, that's not a major gripe. So not a bad looking figure. Certainly, again, if you're going to put this in a scene or a diorama, yeah, it'll work nicely, and it does look good with that trench coat on. So let's just pop that back. Okay, so here he is back with the trench coat on, and I actually think he probably looks better with that trench coat on. It's a little bit, I suppose, in some ways oversized, but that can only be expected. I have put an extra blaster in there just to sort of show you that those pockets on either side of the trench coat are actually open, so it can be used to pop bits and pieces in. So overall, nice looking figure. If you haven't got it, it's certainly worth picking up. If you do enjoy this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. There'll be more videos coming soon. And if you've got any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer them as soon as possible. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.